In this video, we're going to have a look at an example of computing the cross product of two vectors. So here specifically, we're asked to find the cross product of the vectors u and v, where u is -1, 2, 5, and v is 4, -3, 6. The formula for helping us compute the cross product is provided here, and we're going to use that to help us figure out which components we're going to have to multiply and then subtract from one another. And remember that cross product only works when you have vectors that have 3 components, which indeed we do have here, and the result will be a new vector which is actually perpendicular to the original 2. So go ahead, try this out, and we can continue once you're done. In order to do this, remember that you're just applying the formula in the hint provided here. So in other words, for example, to compute the first component of the cross product of u and v, you take the second component of u times the third component of v, and then minus the third component of u times the second component of v, and so on. Okay, again, so you're just following the hint, the formula that's given. So go ahead, try this out. You just hit the pause button and then hit play when you're ready to continue, and we can take up the solution together. So hopefully you've had a chance to try this out. Let's go ahead and write out what it is that we're trying to do. We're trying to find the cross product of the vectors u and v, which is the cross product of the vector -1, 2, 5, and the vector 4, -3, 6. Now, according to our formula, what we're going to have is the second component of u, so 2, times the third component of v, 6, minus the third component of u, which is 5, times the second component of v, which is -3. For the second component of our cross product vector, we have the third component of u times the first component of v minus first component of u times third component of v. Lastly, for the third component of our cross product vector, we have the first component of u times the second component of v minus the second component of u times the first component of v. So all the hard work is now done, and now we simply have to just go through and clean this up by doing a little bit of arithmetic. So we have 12 plus 15, so we get 27 as our first component. Next, we have 20 minus -6, so 20 plus 6, so we get 26 as our second component. And lastly, -1 times -3 gives us 3 minus 8, so 3 minus 8 gives us -5 as our last component. Again, to compute the cross product, you simply use the formula for cross product, just being careful to select the appropriate components to multiply and subtract accordingly, and that'll help you figure out your corresponding cross product vector.